mediocre, you know? Like, like just like mediocre.
Good.
Hi, everybody.
With our first guest.
First victim,
Yeah.
Kayley Loring, has
Hold on.
graced us with her
Oh.
presence.
Did you hear that?
I heard the noise, but I couldn't tell what it was.
Oh. Oh.
Um, oh, with sound effects, everyone.
Perfect.
Magic.
So we are so, so thankful that she's decided to come on this little mediocre show with us.
Yes.
She is an Amazon Top 25 and Today best-selling author. She spent many years as a screenwriter. Fancy.
Yeah,
I
clearly.
love this fanciness. And now her favorite thing, so we hear, is squirrels. So
Yeah, I mean, I like to keep them alive.
Did you
I
feed
don't know
them?
that they're my
Like, do you
favorite thing.
have like a whole habitat or something where you're like feeding squirrels?
Yeah, so it started out with like, I had 10 bird feeders around my property, and the squirrels were just like getting all the bird seed. So I was like, so I'm just gonna like put some stuff like on the ground for the squirrels to keep them out of the bird feeders. And now I have like 7 squirrel feeders around this huge cedar tree that I have in my backyard, and they have like just taken over my entire.
So what you're saying is
Uh,
now you are Cinderella
I
and
am. It's my dream come true.
Yeah, or Snow White.
or
Is
Snow
this is a
White.
little more Snow White, but like doesn't everyone like how does everyone not do this? Like how do you like
I
not,
mean, I feel like it's something that I could end up doing because I
you
Yeah.
just haven't leaned into it yet.
I haven't leaned into it. We recently moved right before Christmas, and so we're on more land. So
Yeah.
I see turkeys and baby turkeys and deer,
Wow.
baby deer. Like there's a lot of nature out here. So I think, it's only time.
If there were deer on my property, like I would not get any writing done. Like I would spend the entire time out there like making sure nothing happens to these precious animals.
Oh,
Like it's
the
just
babies are so sweet
Oh,
too.
they're
yeah.
so sweet. Yeah, I have a lot of property and live on a farm, and so I have a lot of
You
animals.
too?
I
Yeah.
do. But my office is a windowless room, and that's probably
That's
why.
smart. That's really smart.
Because the animals would just be like looking in.
They'd all be looking in. I wouldn't be able to get anything done, and
Yeah.
Do you have chickens? And
I have 14 chickens,
my God,
3 ducks,
stop
tragically not
it.
4 because one was killed by a raccoon.
I
By
did.
a raccoon?
Yeah, I didn't know this. They're mean. Raccoons
No,
are
I know they're mean because I've seen what they do to outdoor cats, but like
They're like they look
that's
really cute and innocent, but
yeah,
they
no, I
are
know.
very, very vicious, actually.
Yeah,
I literally yesterday morning saw a
I'm
family of
horrified.
raccoons they were like going across my driveway, from one side of the forest to the other. And it was like, it looked like it was a mom, a dad, and like 8 or 9 babies. And I thought, after I heard about the duck story, I'm like, killers.
Yeah,
A whole
murderers.
family of killers.
Yeah, there they go. Probably have to kill something. I mean,
That's
the babies are cute,
really
though,
sad.
right?
They are cute. They
They
are cute. I get really sad when I see them as roadkill. It's very, very upsetting to me.
Yes.
But wow, okay, so chicken and ducks and
And ducks and dogs. Yeah, we haven't branched off into cows and the like yet, but I imagine one day we will. But right now we're just a chicken, duck, dog, cat family.
yeah.
But I live in a tornado area, so like I
Okay.
already have to get I mean, unfortunately the chickens and ducks are on their own because there's too many of them, but
Okay.
I already have to get the dogs and the cats and my kids and
That's a
us into
lot.
the shelter every time. So I feel like there's a limited
Like
potential.
in that order, right? It's like the dogs and the cats and then the
And
kids.
then the kids, yeah, I mean they walk, so they are able to handle themselves a
Right.
little.
Yeah.
You know, but
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you probably need like a cow, or at least those little goats. We
I
were
mean,
I'll
gonna
get
go
it.
to some hills on a
Baby goats.
trip.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh. And they were baby goats near this Amish restaurant we ate at. And they had other animals too. It was like a habitat. It looked like they were taking care of
Oh,
well. Because it
Mm.
wasn't, at first I thought, is this like one of those petting zoos that always end up making you feel sad, you know? But like you couldn't pet them. They were like in their own little habitat. You could just see them
Environment.
like
Mhm.
oh,
them something specific if you wanted to.
Mhm.
So, but there were little goats and they are cute. The way
they're
they
really
jump
cute.
around and
Gosh,
yeah.
have you seen the fainting goats?
Yes.
I've
Like
heard
if
of
they get
them. I don't think I've seen them.
startled, watch some videos. Watch
So
some
it's just
videos of them. If they get startled in any way, I mean, it happens like very naturally. It's not just people like doing
okay.
things to them. If they get startled, they like lock up, their body gets stiff, and they just like fall over like they're fainting. I guess it's like a protective thing. I'm not
It's
sure.
like playing possum, but they're.
Yes, yes. But they are
I
so
could so see myself doing that. It's like diarrhea and then just fall
we
over.
can expect sometime during this call, Kaylee is gonna just soup it up and fall over.
Yeah. It's not flight or fight, it's faint. It's just
Yes, yes.
so, okay, I am
Fun.
curious about the screenwriting thing. So
Oh, okay.
like in LA
Oh
doing
yeah.
so is
Yeah.
there any projects that we would like know? We would have
No, so I was like a very successful unproduced screenwriter for like 15 years. So the whole way, I mean, honestly, like it's not how um careers usually go because like the lore is like if you don't get a movie made within like 5 years, your career is over. But I would like, every few years I would sell a script and like I got really, really lucky once and had like a huge script sale. There was like a bidding war overnight and it was just like crazy. And so like every few years I would like get these really, really lucky script sales and then all these meetings and then I would get these like rewrite jobs. Like a lot of being a screenwriter is you get hired to rewrite other people's scripts. And so many of these movies just never get made, like a really small percentage of stuff. And like I was working at the studio level
hmm
very early on. I wanted to do indie movies because you had a much better chance of actually getting something made. But kind of right out of the gate, I sold a script to Fox 2000, which I don't even know if it's around anymore. But like as soon as you're kind of in the studio system, all your representatives want to keep you there because you make more money. So I never actually had a movie made. I would like sell scripts. I would get hired to write scripts at studios. I was hired to write like a 1 hour for Lifetime once. This is all under a different name.
hmm
Um, and I just kind of like coasted along. And I think the whole reason I was always working was because, like 75% of being a screenwriter is going to meetings and talking about scripts and not actually writing. And so I just like show up and be like, "Hey, I'm your new best friend. What's up?" And I
Yeah.
was also really good at getting notes, taking notes from executives. And a lot of writers with egos really aren't good at doing that. And so I think I was just pleasant and people wanted to work with me. And so I just kind of, hung on
Yeah.
for a while. And it was good. It was not, it's nothing like this. Where it's still writing, but it's like a completely different format and
Yeah.
you're at the bottom of the totem pole and there's very little actual very few words on the page, like it's like one page per minute usually is the rule for me. So like, and I was only in features, aside from the one TV thing I was hired to write, and so like it's really just like you can write a screenplay easily in like a week, and then it's just like you get notes from all these different people, from your producers and your executives, and if you're working with a director, from your director, and sometimes actors. But the thing is, you're just like rewriting. It's just so much rewriting, and that ended up being like really good practice for me as an author. So anyways, basically like one day, so my last kind of like the last phase of my career, I was kind of like I had this job as I was basically an employee. I was a staff writer at a studio,
Mhm.
and along with some other writers. And like feature film studios don't usually have staff writers. There was just this kind of like program at this particular studio, and it was an exclusive contract, so I couldn't work with anyone else. And I was just kind of there writing like family comedies for like 2 years, and it was great because it was like a regular paycheck, which you don't normally have as a feature
Mhm.
writer. And we would eat at the commissary every day, and I had an office on the lot, and it was a really, really cushy job. But I just kind of got was forgotten about, like all the fans that I had, all the executive fans and stuff like that. Like, you weren't supposed to really take meetings, and you couldn't sell anything else. And so I kind of like got out of it, and I was like, this doesn't feel like it's on anymore. And like I could have started over as a TV writer. I didn't want to have to like talk to people every day in a room with other writers. That sounded terrible to me. So I just kind of woke up one day and was like, okay, this is over. I'm going to have to write books, because I had, this was in like 2016, and I had encouraged a friend of mine who always wanted to write. She was writing like fantasy, like middle grade fantasy stuff, and trying to get published traditionally. And I encouraged her to write romance. I was like, you like sex, just write romance and publish it yourself. And she wrote erotica in like 2014, and did very well, as you can back then, or as
Yeah.
you could back then, as
Yeah.
I guess. And so I was like, I guess I'm going to do that too. And it was the tail end of the gold rush. But I
Uh-huh.
kind of like I wrote a book the end of 2016. I novelized an unfinished romantic comedy screenplay. Like I had read like two and a half steamy romantic comedies. I was like, okay, I got it. And so I just like shat out a book basically and
Yeah.
published, and it did okay. And this was when I was still living in LA. And then I was like, all right, well, I guess I can do this. And so you know, I just like sold my
Here we
house
are.
and moved to the Pacific Northwest, and just spent a year kind of transitioning. And then I just
Took the dive.
did
Yeah.
this. That's what I do. Yeah, I just like make huge life decisions. Like I'll just wake up and make huge life decisions and just change everything. And then I'll just be like, okay, now I need to figure out how to do this. But I do
Yeah. Now,
eventually.
okay,
Awesome.
so you experienced, the movie side of things.
Yeah.
Does that a lot of authors, their dream is to see their book made into a movie, right? So does
Yeah.
that skew your view of that? Like, is that even a goal of yours because of
It's so
knowing?
it wasn't just because I mean like now I can say like, streaming, sure. Like I could see my stuff as streaming. I don't think the stuff that I write is necessarily for the really big screen. And I also don't know that they're really making, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with Emily Henry's stuff. I guess Colleen
Yeah,
Hoover's movie did really
did
well with
really
the,
great. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think streaming is like a great place for romance. And for a long time I was like so glad to get out of that whole
Yeah.
system. And like and I know like the whole process is like development and rewriting, and of course they're going to hire somebody else that they have a relationship with, probably someone who can direct as well, and blah 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 blah. But now I'm in a place where like, yeah, you know what, sure, why not, everybody else is doing it. But it's not like it's never been my goal, because I kind of did this to get away
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
other stuff. But
That
like,
makes sense. It's a different viewpoint because I mean, most romance authors that we know that they didn't start on that side of things.
yeah,
Like us, like we didn't start on that side of things.
yeah,
So it definitely gives a new
A different
perspective.
perspective. Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Now,
yeah.
you, how many books have you written? Is it like over 40? Do you know how many?
No, I mean, once it's over 20 and less than 30, but that's like, I think it's including like box sets and
Mm,
stuff like that. And then
okay.
translations. I don't even know. Like, once you get to 20, you just kind of
You
lose
lose
count.
count. That's how
Well,
it
that's
is too.
what we were wondering because we don't know. We say over 50, it is over 50, but we don't
Wow.
know the
You
number.
don't know.
We lost
Wow.
track. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like your brain can only hold so many things, and
Yes.
when we're on deadline, which we're always on deadline,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know how many.
No, we just know the
Definitely
book we're
lost track.
currently writing. Yeah.
Right, right.
Now, can you juggle more than one book at a time?
No.
Us either.
No, I can't. I am like always in various stages of other, I mean, everyone is, but I don't have a lot of like editing stages. Like I just like write. That's the thing I was going to say, like the experience I had as a screenwriter with all the rewriting that I did of one project, it gave me the ability to kind of like have the macro and micro view while I'm writing. And so I basically only write one draft and then it's up to the
Mhm.
copy editor and stuff like that and it's done. But for me, because I have like audiobooks, like I always have like, that's always my big
Mhm.
deadline, first deadline. And then I'm like, I get like way too involved with the audiobook production and the narrators and stuff like that. So like, that's always like, the last book I wrote and then I'm working on the next one and blah, blah, blah. But it's, no, I really love to like be in love with what I'm writing and the people I'm writing now, right? That's kind of the fun of it, I think.
Even if we, if we're right, I mean, I feel like we're always writing a book, but there's time where, we're getting ready for the next project, and we've learned we're very much mood writers. So
Yeah.
we generally, we have ideas that we jot down, but we don't know until it's time to start a new project. It's like what we're vibing with. Um,
Yeah.
we generally have a hard time with a series. We have to like split it up and give space between the books. We've written a series back to back, all the books, but we get a little tired by the end because
Yeah. That's one of the things I really love about your whole backlist is that you guys write different, like tonally, some of your stuff is quite different and you don't stay in the same lane. I love that. I've kind of done that a little bit, but not a lot. But you guys have done that really successfully.
well, thank you. That's very big compliment because it
Right.
feels like a risk, right? When you've built a rom-com readership, and we
Yeah.
especially with the Redbridge series, the one that we just released, the last one,
Yeah.
that we went very emotional. Now there's always going to be humor in our stuff just because that's our coping mechanism with life.
Oh, I know. I get it.
There's always humor, but like to go really deep into something emotional, we had to just give ourselves the approval, like
Okay, the permission to do
the
it. Yeah.
permission to do
Yes.
it. I think that's the key, right? Is when you decide to kind of veer out of the rom-com lane, you need to decide, okay, I'm going to take this as far as this book and these characters want to take it. I'm not going to try to
You
like,
gotta follow the characters. Yeah.
yeah, because we've tried before, and if you don't give yourself the permission to go all the way, it doesn't give you a very good end result.
Mm.
Yeah. I think I've done that. Yeah, the thing is that you realize is that like romance readers generally love emotion and angst and like a lot of romantic comedy and like, this kind of makes me sad sometimes, but a lot of people like come to romantic comedy as a palate cleanser in between
Yes,
dark romance and stuff like that.
yes.
So it's not like, our like regular readers don't read more
They do.
emotional, darker stuff
Yeah.
Yes.
other times. They just don't
Yes.
necessarily expect it
Most
from
of
us.
them
But
do, right?
Yeah.
We have
yeah.
had some that are like, I'm not ready to read the emotional books.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had
I
some.
find that this is a controversial statement. Mm.
Uh, uh, uh,
No, it's not really. But
oh.
a lot of rom-coms are this book was so great, 3 star type of
Oh
book.
my God. Yes.
And you're
Yeah,
like,
like it's so easy to not be
yes.
dramatic. Yeah.
Because you're not as you're not, it could be a great book that they felt really good reading, but compared to something that was really dramatic or mind melding or something else that they read before or after, or
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it was great, 3 stars. So
Yeah. I had so much fun reading it. I loved it. I wouldn't change a thing. 3 stars.
And you're
yeah,
like,
Such a dagger to the heart, right?
I
Because it's actually,
know.
I mean, that's the thing is like comedy honestly is hard because everybody has a different sense of humor. A lot of people think they're funny, but they aren't necessarily. But there's also like, if you read something dramatic, everybody knows it's dramatic.
Yes.
But like, if it's funny, not everybody is going to think
Yes.
everything is
And
funny. So it's
I think of
tough.
comedy, like your comedic timing is so important in the
Yes.
writing, and then that translates into the audio of it because if
Yeah.
you're choosing your narrator and they don't have comedic timing, the book won't translate as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
Um, so I think, I mean, there's a lot of great things, like difficult things about comedy, but it's
For
fun
sure.
because sometimes it doesn't always hit that, top read mark. Um,
Yeah.
Yes.
because
And then you try and write, and then you write like a rom-com novella, and then it's like hilarious, amazing, 1.5 stars. Could have been so much longer.
Yeah, you're like, it wasn't though. It was a novella.
It's actually really hard to write a short book.
I
yes,
will
it
say I
is.
always remind myself when it is like that, right? When you get the review where they're like, I loved it so much, and then 3 stars, and you're
Yeah.
like, ugh. And it's always with the rom-com books because people
Yeah.
tend to see them as like a palate cleanser. But I always remind myself of one story that a reader came up to us and told us. Because I'll preface this by saying you, as a writer, because we're putting ourselves into these rom-coms, right? Even though the characters aren't us, but you're following the love story with them, and there's always some drama in it. And, when you bring them together, like you're feeling that while you're writing it.
Mhm.
We had a reader who said we had written a book called Oops, I've Fallen. It was this
Mhm.
real funny rom-com where the characters had to live in a retirement village with their parents because their
Mhm.
parents got injured. So
Mhm.
we had a blast writing it. It was probably one of the easiest books we've ever written because we were using real life inspiration from our parents. So we had a blast writing it, but this reader came up to us. It was at Book Bonanza. I will never forget this. And she said that her grandmother was in hospice. In the last 2 months of her life, she read Oops, I've Fallen to her,
Mhm.
and they were laughing together and having the best time. And
Wow.
that was how they spent her last moments. And that I'm like, oh my gosh.
The comedy can have the impact. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
you're not going to hear that in your reviews as much or anything else. There are those little underlying like
Oh yeah.
stories.
Because when you're in in a grief moment or in a really hard point in your life, sometimes comedy is like the one thing you can go to that like relieves some of the stress or the pressure, the sadness. So I do try to remind myself of that when we see some reviews where you're like, it seems like that was a 4-star review.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Also just
know?
I don't
really
read reviews.
reinforces our mediocrehood.
It
And
Yeah.
we're just
Yeah. No,
regular
those are the best
people
memes.
with travel incidents that we cause on a constant basis.
Oh
And
yeah.
You cause them or you
Oh
yeah,
experience
my
them?
God. You don't even
do
want to
we cause them?
know.
Yes.
We are always finding chaos when we travel. And we've recently done 2 book tours, one in
Yeah.
April and then one in July. And just the stuff that comes up is just shouldn't happen. Do you have that when you're traveling? Do you travel at
No,
all?
I haven't been traveling this year at all. I actually just I'm coming out of having adrenal fatigue for like years.
Oh
So I
my God.
canceled a whole bunch of stuff and I canceled I was gonna go to Philly at the end of the year and I canceled that because I was like, you know what? It's just this big glaring thing at the end of my
Yeah.
year and I just can't so I've like really pared down my schedule and you're talking about like you always have deadlines. I'm coming off of like a year and a half or 2 years of like not having a regular release schedule. It's been very weird for me and I only just recently
Started.
set up a schedule for myself for the rest of the year. But no, I love traveling. I started traveling when I was young, so I'm kind of used to it, but I'm just really, really bad at like sleeping while I travel
Mm,
now. That's the thing.
I
So
do get that. I definitely understand that.
I think your problem, Monroe, is more that she's like half asleep while traveling on an early flight, and that's
That's
when
kind
things
of the
happen.
best way to do it, though. You don't stress out as
We'll know what's
much.
going on.
Yeah.
Except except that's when she does things like mess up the entire seating of the plane.
Well,
I get in the wrong seat and I'm like, this is my seat.
that's
It's
This is my
not.
she was committed to the like she was in the right spot, but
Yeah.
really she was the one in the wrong spot and had like four different people messed up and if it's we have some fun times. And then she also set a girl's pants on fire on the
oh
plane.
well.
I plugged her
You
pants into
probably
the
deserved it.
charger. I, she was sound asleep. And she had these gorgeous bell-bottom pants on. And she had her
Okay.
legs stretched out.
That's on her. I mean, you don't wear bell bottoms when you're flying. Come on.
Yeah.
That's not,
Yeah, exactly.
especially if you're going to be seated next
She
to
was
her.
just asking for it, basically. Yeah, I plugged my phone in the charger and I realized I'm like, it's not working, you know? And then I realized her pants
There's fabric in between.
messing the connection up. You know, I was
Wow.
charging her pants instead of my phone. She stayed asleep through the whole thing, but it was definitely an awkward encounter because then I had to like move her pants out of the way, and then you're realizing like I am doing this. If she wakes up, I'm like down here touching her pants. No, if you'd wake up, you'd be like,
It would become her story that she told to everyone.
yes, this
Yeah.
Let me
weird
tell you about this
lady
one time about this weird lady on the airplane.
touching my pants. I woke up to her touching my pants.
Yeah.
Stuff
You
like
gotta
that.
Monroe proof your outfit when
Yeah.
you get on a
Yeah,
plane.
wear capris.
Yeah.
Wear capris. Maybe next
Just
tour
wear a
I need to
bodysuit.
invest in
Yeah.
capris.
Yeah. Yeah. But we do get weird stuff. Like when on the last tour, we went to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and when I checked into my room first, and Max was behind me. Her husband had met up with us by then. And the lady's giving the check-in spiel, you know, like ice is on this floor, elevators there, and the water is brown. It might be brown. If it is brown, just let it run
It
for
might
like
be
15
brown.
minutes. It'll go away. It's completely safe. And then, you know, the breakfast is complimentary in the morning. She just kept going, and I'm like, wait,
Back up.
brown water?
Brown water.
That's safe, safe brown water? I've never heard that put together.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had like a water main break or something.
Yeah. But
That's the
That's
these are
safe
the kinds
kind.
of
But
things,
yeah.
and we are at the stature of our career, which we're very proud of. It's been great to us. It
Yeah.
is a career, so
Yeah.
that's, bueno. But we do stay in hotels with brown water, so we are mediocre, everybody.
yeah.
3 stars for that
Very
hotel.
strict, yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Well, our thing is we still rate everything 5 stars and give 20% tip.
Yeah,
Oh
That's
yeah, I
we,
do that too.
we are scared of people. We don't want to upset anybody. We've been in terrifying Uber rides, and we
Yes.
like,
5 stars.
Everyone
Mike,
must
five
love him.
stars, 20%. He did a great job.
Please don't kill me.
Yeah,
5 stars. Here's
exactly.
most of my money.
Yes. Yeah. So,
So, Kayley, what would you say is if you had to come up with something that like your readership wonders about you, like sometimes you can feel untouchable, you're this author yeah. But listen, it's true. Like where you've got this career, it's the glamour, it's, like, oh, it's something different. And you write best-selling books. You've been a USA Today bestseller, top 25 on Amazon. But what about you would you say makes you like the most normal?
So,
mediocre.
Mediocre.
can you like actually see me right now? Like, can you see how messy my hair is? I wear a men's undershirt every day. Like this,
Oh, I love it.
this is literally
Fantastic.
It's so funny because like when I read that email where like your person like mentioned this question, it like completely up my head in like a great way.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how do I come up with a thing? Like that's literally been my personal brand since I graduated from high school. Like I'm so so uncomfortable with being perceived as extraordinary in any way. And so
Yes.
I'm like, everything is downplaying everything. And so like, but the answer I can come up, I'm like, okay, like everybody in my Facebook group thinks I have an amazing green thumb because I'm like always taking pictures and videos of my backyard, which I recently landscaped.
Mm.
I'm actually just really good at taking pictures and framing them so that you don't see all the plants that I killed. Like I am really good at buying plants and setting them up for a shot. There's like a 50-50 chance that I'm going to keep them alive. And I don't even aim for like thriving plants. Like if you could see you can see the plants in my office right now. It's just so it's sad, but like I'm just really good at, taking pictures as soon as I've come home from the nursery and at
See,
like golden hour.
that's amazing. We are all a
Yes.
sham. Just like there's the mess in my office.
I know.
Can't
Well,
see what's
I have a
around my
mattress.
camera.
There's a mattress.
That's actually really impressive.
we have
You have
fans
a
coming.
giant hallway leading to your office.
Well, it's like our gallery area
Oh my
of our
God.
house. So yeah, very fancy with a mattress.
Oh, sure, the gallery
Best
The
area.
gallery.
mattress. Best mattress. Just out of frame, guys.
Yeah.
She's got dying plants.
Yeah.
I've got a mess, and she's got a mattress.
Yeah,
We
well,
are
I also there's a giant rug there too that hasn't been put down.
Because you'll probably set it on fire as soon as you take it out of the wrap.
There, you just
we're
see.
just a few normal gals. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
mediocre gals.
Yeah.
Life, man. Like I think that's why we embrace being mediocre. I don't want to be like this picture perfect.
Yeah, I know. Like I see some like headshots. I look at like Melanie Harlow's headshot. I'm like, I am never ever gonna
Well,
have that headshot.
Well, Melanie is an exception
pretty.
to all the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it would be hard to find something for Melanie that makes her mediocre.
No, she's pretty.
I would love to hear her answer to this question.
Pretty like above.
We're gonna have to bring her on, and we'll let you
Yeah.
know what she says.
Let you know what she.
Yeah.
She's
Dying
actually
to
a
know.
pretty good friend of ours, and
Yeah.
she's just as pretty
She's so
in
nice,
person
right?
as she is in the headshots.
Oh, I know.
pretty.
I've seen her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
It's like, how dare you?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
She's older than you think she is too.
Yeah, but that's worse. That's like
Right, so that's what we're saying.
Find out. The more you're
Listen,
like,
our goal, Kayley, is to make sure you leave this chat feeling worse.
I mean, good luck. I like wake up and I'm like, another day? Are you kidding me? I have to be me again? Like this.
no, you're great, and so are your books and your brand.
Thanks.
Mm.
And
I
my
just wanted to chat with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we finish up, is there one book coming up that you want to mention? And
I should, right? I mean, I'm writing a book right now called Resistance Training, which it's a total rewrite of like the fourth book that I wrote. I mean, it's the fourth book that I published, but it's actually only the second book that I really wrote because the first two books that I published were novelizations of unfinished screenplays. But it was like, I liked the idea, but it was not well executed, and so I unpublished it, and now I'm doing a total rewrite, and that's coming out September 29th, I think, and we're going to have the cover reveal soon, and I really like it. I'm digging it. I wrote like I think 10,000 words this weekend. I like didn't write it all last week, and then this weekend I like wrote 10,000 words. Feels really good.
That's exciting. So, what tropes is it?
It's like a reunion thing. So he's a personal trainer, and I'm calling it best friends to enemies to what am I calling it? Best friends to enemies to lovers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
As
yeah,
long as they make it back to lovers,
Yeah,
it's
fine.
good for romance.
they eventually make it back to lovers, and there's a lot of being enemies there's a lot of being enemies while being lovers, which is,
That's
that's the
fantastic.
dream, right?
I love that
That's
part.
the
That's
magic.
So,
the lovers. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. That's like the tension, and then they have to give in, and then like, but I hate you.
Yeah. I literally put resistance in the title, so I'm hoping that people will get there's going to be a lot of tension. It's a slow burn, and then it's just going to be so much sex and sex and healing. Yay.
That's how it should always go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, so resistance training.
Yeah, it's kind of a horrible title, like because I don't know. I keep forgetting the title, but it makes a lot of sense for the story, so
Yeah,
I'm
it
sticking
sounds
with it.
like it does.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold
Okay,
on.
so resistance training is coming out. Perfect. I'm so glad she came with sound effects. Like,
No,
you
that's
don't
nice.
have to do that at some.
It's another crutch, but in case I'm not interesting enough.
Are, are you like at the grocery? Are you at the grocery store?
Oh,
And
I don't leave the house. Yeah. When I when I order on Instacart, I'm like, to hell. It's the helicopter that delivers my groceries.
instead, it's like Tom in a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
Well, hopefully you get a woman female Instacart because men are not.
You're
They're
not
out of stock.
out of
Yeah.
stock.
I saw TikTok. I don't know if you guys follow Morgan Roos. Well, you do because we have the same TikTok. But Morgan Roos is this girl on TikTok who is hilarious, kind of raunchy, but she's worth watching. She was talking about how she had ordered makeup from Instacart for a
Oh no, I did that once.
and it was a guy, and she already messaged him before and was like, if you don't see it, can you just ask an employee to help you? So she had like mauve, lipstick liner and stuff, and he's sending her like taking a picture of like bright red lipstick. Like,
Yeah.
is this it? She's like, no,
No.
no. He's like, they don't have it then. She's like, they don't have any mauve lipstick in the whole store. He's like, they don't have it. And then he sent her another picture that's like bright pink. She's like,
Yep.
no. So hopefully you
Yeah.
get female Instacart
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, they normally send you the picture of the shelf like this, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm looking for this, and they're like, can't find it. And they send you the picture, and you're like, It's literally right
Right there. Yeah.
There. Uh,
Yep.
well, we want to thank you for coming on and chatting with us.
Thanks. I think it went fairly well.
It was perfect. Like we all
there.
survived. We found out that you're just as mediocre as us.
Yeah.
Not to travel with us in the future. Us in the place.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it went perfect.
Mhm.
Anyways, we will be back next week with a new guest. And yeah, we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Mediocre, like, like just like